Hi guys, in this video we're going to talk about the types of pull request. Okay, so there could be different types of pull requests. Let's say you want to request changes from someone else. This is repository, request changes, and there could be a reason. For example, you want to get your code review from someone else. So in the first case, if you want to request any changes, let's say there's a person A who has his own repository in his own account, and he has written some codes, and you notice that you want to make some changes in his code. What you can do is you can actually fork it. Okay, and when you fork it using the fork button, so there will be a button over here called fork. You can just click on that button and fork it. It will create a copy of exact same repository in your Git repository. So let's say this is you. Okay, exact same copy. However, you will now own this repository, which means then you can make changes. And then so when you go ahead and fork it, let's say this is a master branch. This was a master branch and you forked it. You need to first create another branch, let's say dev. You can make changes here. Okay, once your changes are done, then you can actually create a pull request. Okay, you can create a pull request to this particular repository that other person owns. So he will go ahead and review this, and in case if he observes that okay, everything is right and he wants to accept your changes, he will click on merge pull request, and all of your changes will actually be accepted and merged into his repository. So that's one. Second thing is that let's say you have your own repository in your Git account and you have a master branch. Okay, you create another branch called dev. Okay, and on this branch you start coding, you start writing your codes, and once you're done, you're ready for the review, you go ahead and create a pull request against this master branch. Okay, and then the reviewer will go ahead and review your codes, write comments, and when everything is okay, then he will approve your request and it will be merged into branches. Okay, so this is basically the concept wise for the types of pull requests. Now let's get this in action. Let me show you how you actually do that through code. So we will first discuss if we want to request some changes into someone else's repository, the forking type. Okay, so let's say this is someone else's repository. There's a to-do, the name of the repository is to-dos. Okay, and I want to make some changes. I want to request some changes in this repository. Okay, so what do I do in that case? So first thing I'm going to do is, you can see there is a fork button right on top. I will click on fork. Where do you want to fork it? I want to fork it to my own repository, because I cannot make any changes to his repository without forking it. So you can see that it's forking now and it's making a copy of it into your repository. So now you can see that it's made a copy of it, but now the name, the owner of this repository is Imran Sayed, which is me, and it says it was forked from this person, Sayed. Okay, so now I own this repository. I can go ahead and make any changes to this. Okay, and it's the master branch. So I'm going to go ahead and clone it. So let's say copy this. Just open another tab. Okay, so git clone, and it's cloning that. Okay, it is now cloned that. Okay, so I'll go to cd to-dos. Okay, so this is the master branch now. Obviously, whatever changes I make over here, he won't be able to see that, because this is my own copy of the repository on my own Git repo account. Okay, so I need to create a branch for it. So let's create a branch. So git checkout B, and let's give the branch name as dev. Okay, so I'm on dev. What are the files that I have? I have index.html. So let's open index.html and let's make some changes inside of it. Let's say I will add a paragraph over here. So p tag, this is para. Okay,
Let's close it. So now you can see there's a sign which means cross sign, which means I need to commit. Git status, git def. So this is the change I've made. I've added one line here. Okay, so let's add these changes. Git add index HTML, git status. Okay, so it's been modified. Now let's commit it. Add a paragraph. Okay, so added the paragraph. Now I'll push it. Git push origin dev. So I'm pushing the local changes to my Git repository into the dev branch. So it's pushed that. Let's refresh it. You can now see that it's automatically created a button over here which says compare and pull request, right? If I click on this, it is giving me an option that if you want to merge, if you want to create a pull request against the actual base repository that you forked originally from, which is I'd say to-dos. So what you can do is you can create a pull request, okay, and then whatever changes you made will be, this pull request will be sent to the actual owner of the repository, and if he's okay with all the changes, if he wants to add those changes, he will be able to merge it. You can see that it says these branches can automatically be merged. Okay, so let's try that. So add a paragraph. Please look into these changes. Okay, and let's create a pull request. Okay, so I've created a pull request. You can see this branch is no conflict with the base branch, and create more commits. Alright, so what I need to do now is, so everything is sorted from my end. I've created a pull request for that person. All I have to do now, I mean, of course that person will get this request, but that person will need to go and check. So I'm going to log in as that person because this is another account of mine. Let's see. Okay, so this is the second person. Okay, so this is the second person whose repository you forked it from. Okay, so over here, if you see, he has a pull request that's being shown over here. If you click on it, you can see that this is the pull request that you had created, which been sent to him. You can click on this, and here it says that Imran Sayyed, which is me, wants to merge one commit into your master branch from his dev branch, development branch. Okay, and what has he done? You can see, it looks like he got the first one. Add a paragraph. You can read it, you can go through it. What is the file changes? You can click on it. You can see that he's added this line to this particular file. That's why it's showing plus over here. If you don't want to merge these changes just yet, you can also write comment over here, and you can start a review, which means you can just tell him that okay, please change this first before I merge it, and then he will again get a notification. He can make changes again, request you to review and all of that. And then once everything is done and sorted, then you can just go back, and you can also go back over here, and you can just click on merge pull request, and his changes will be merged into your repository. Let's try that. So I click on merge. It's merging now. Okay, now if I go back to index.html, you can see that this paragraph has been added. Brilliant. Okay, so that's one type of pull request. When you want to request some changes into someone else's repository, then in that case you just have to fork it, and after forking it, it will create a copy of it in that will be available for yourself that you can use, and then create a branch out of it, make changes and send a pull request. This person will get the pull request, he will approve it or whatever he wants to do, or request further changes, and then that will be merged into his own repository. Okay, the second way would be in case if you have a repository like a master branch, and then you create a development branch out of it, and then you want someone to review it. So let's go for that one. Okay, now I'm logged into my account. Let's create a new repository. Let's name it as testing, or just test, I would say. Test repo. Yeah, that's fine. Let's leave the description. Initialize repository with the readme, create repository. Okay, so this is my master branch. It doesn't have anything, so let's just create a new file into it. Let's name it as index.php, and let's just open a PHP tag, and let's just echo test. Let's commit it, create index.php, commit. I'm doing everything from there over here as well, only. Okay, and now this is the master branch. Let's create another branch out of it. Okay, so okay, let's clone it locally. Git clone this repository. Now cd test. Okay, this is not the one, sorry. It's test repo. Okay, let's create a branch out of it. Git checkout. Let's name the branch as dev. Now let's make some changes to the index.php. So let's say that we've created a branch and we are now starting our work. Okay, let's add another line of code here, like something. Let's close it. Let's add this changes. So git status, git def. Okay, I've added one line here. Okay, git add index.php. Now git commit. Add a new line, git push origin dev. So I'm pushing my development branch from local to my GitHub repo. Okay, so it's pushed that. So now I have made some changes to my development branch and I want someone to review it. So the moment you push on the development, the moment you push changes from the development branch to your GitHub repo, you can see again there is a button for compare and pull requests. So you can click on this. You can create pull request. You leave the comment, whatever comment you want to leave, and then create pull request. So you can see it says that base is master, compare is dev, able to merge. These branches can automatically be merged, which means once you create this pull request, and anyone who is reviewing it, even you can do it yourself since it's your own branch, then you can we can go ahead and merge these two branches. Okay, so click on create pull request. So your pull request has been created. You can see this branch has no conflict with the base branch, and so once it's created, you can see that it's mergeable just like the previous one. You can add reviewers over here. You can add the name of the people whom you want them to review. Okay, so after that, whenever they go ahead and check out all the codes, they can add comment on your code, and you can again go ahead and make those changes, and whenever you want you can go ahead and approve it. So let's see. Okay, they can click over here, they can click on pull requests, they can check your pull request, or you can check it yourself as well. You can check what files have changed. You can see this is the difference, this line has been added in this file. So all of the files where the changes are, all the differences will be shown over here file wise. They can click over here and type some comment that please fix this or whatever, and then they can start the review. Click on start review. Okay, so as you can see now it's added. Now they can finish the review. They can request the changes from here. Okay, obviously you can't request changes for your own repository, someone else has to do it. Okay, or they can approve it once all the changes have been applied. Right, so that's those are the type of pull requests, guys. Okay, if you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment box and I'll definitely be able to answer them. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.